All right, so we're starting off today. I got all of the pieces taken out of the rust reformer stuff. I had it in the last video, so everything, came out pretty good. So it just got all the rust off of everything. These are what I was talking about with the plastic. So like nothing happened to the plastic, but all this was rusted. I don't want to paint these, but I don't want to rust again. So what I'm going to do is just take the wire wheel to them all and make them nice and shiny like that. Plus I want a little more silver on the bike because there's a lot of black on it right now. So I'm going to shine up all of these and then just use some WD-40 over all of it. That way it won't rust up, hopefully. So we are going to get started on just kind of grinding all this stuff down. Looks really stupid, but see, so when I put this in there, it pushed the water level up enough to where it almost covers the top. I spun it to be the parts that are shiny already, so those were like the clean parts, the non-rusted parts. So I'm just gonna leave it in here overnight. I'll come back tomorrow and see what it looks like. Can't call it stupid if it works, so we're good to go with those. All right, so the paint pretty much should be good to go now. So we are gonna start wrapping these headers up. That way I can wrap up the bike. Dude, that was one of the worst things I have ever had to do. I am never heat wrapping something again. I'm gonna see how it holds up. I might take it off. I mean, it looks pretty good. So it'll sit. You'll just mainly see this side, like that. And I think it looks pretty decent, so I'll probably just leave it. But dude, that was so terrible. I am so itchy right now. Pretty sure I was supposed to have a mask on, which I didn't, obviously. I gotta clean all of this up. But with the magic of editing, and my gloves disappeared. Whoa. All right, so that is how it looks all wrapped up. It is not perfect. That was my first time doing it. That was not fun. But I think it looks a lot better than black does, especially once I get the other, the exhaust tip on there, which I haven't put on there yet. I'll probably put it on once it's on the bike itself, but I have to wait for all of these. Again, all this stuff soaking in WD-40 just so it doesn't rust. I don't know if you can see, look at how shiny. All that stuff is like in my skin too, and it itches so much. For now, I am probably just gonna call it a night. It is like 11 o'clock, and there's not really anything else I can do right now because I just have to wait for all that stuff to be done. Everything else on this thing is pretty much ready to go. Probably just put my battery on real quick. That way I can get that all screwed on. And then I have to put the pod filters on as well. So I'll probably just do that real quick. So Here, we'll do it again here. You ready? So you can see just like that, battery is all wired up down there, all strapped on and good to go. Also the pod filters are on, all lined up and shiny. And then I just zip tied this in two more areas up here just to hold the wires. So this one doesn't move and hit the chain or anything. And this one is, you know, nice and tight. So yeah, that's pretty much how it's gonna look. Again, I got to put the exhaust on there and the other pegs, but other than that, that's how it's gonna look for now. I still have the low-rise handlebars to put on, a new headlight as well. Even though I really like this one, it is insanely dim, so that just seems sketchy to me. We will continue this video tomorrow. All right, so it's the next day. We got all of the parts out of the WD-40 that they were all soaking in, so they're all nice and coated now. They won't rust or anything. So I gotta get all of these mounted. These are all dry as well. You see, it turned out pretty good. I'm happy with it. I also mounted the new headlight last night. It's still loose because I got to mount the handlebars today as well. But new headlight, this one's a full LED one, so it's actually a lot brighter than the old one. But we're gonna get started on just putting all these little pieces back on first. And then I will put the suspension on and the headers on. And hopefully we can take her for a spin today. Alright, so it is all put back together. The one thing that I didn't even think of is how close the battery is to the exhaust. I'm gonna look up and see if that's gonna be an issue or not. I'm really not sure. There's probably about an inch gap between it, and the whole exhaust is heat wrapped, so I don't really know if it should be an issue or not. But now we're gonna test it out, make sure it still starts up. Right now, so I'm gonna go and just make sure everything's running good. Also, my blinker turns the oil light on, so I think I have to adjust some of the light switches that were in there. I changed the headlight out last night as well. So, all right, so we're probably jumping like 4 or 5 hours ahead here, but I just kind of needed to knock everything out real quick, so I didn't really film anything. It was all just the little stuff. I threw the handlebars on, cleaned up the wiring, and that's pretty much it. The front brake line was having a little leak. Nobody has that size fitting around here, so I got to order a new brake line online. So I just ended up bleeding the brakes, but just kind of tidied everything else up on the bike. This is where the bike is kind of going to stay. So I will show that right now. Yeah, so this is kind of where it sits, and I couldn't honestly not be happier with it. It looks so good. The handlebars just completely transformed it. So we got the headers on today, all the suspension on. Again, kind of cleaned up all the wiring. I went out and test drove it, made sure everything worked. I'm still just having one issue with some of the wiring inside the headlight, so I gotta adjust some of that. But the headlight still works and everything, so I'm not too worried about it, but yeah. Clip-ons from Amazon, as well as the headlight from Amazon, and then also these from Amazon, and they pretty much perfectly match the seat leather. Not 100%, but I mean, color-wise, they're like the exact same. And yeah, I'm glad I kept the orange. I'll probably will be getting a second tank just so I can do one the original color that I wanted to for this. But I'm really glad I kept the orange because it looks so cool. And a little more, you know, it's got some patina on it, some dings and dents and stuff, but I feel like it kind of adds the character to the bike. So we're gonna keep that how it is. I got one more thing to do here. Right there. It's good to go. So this kind of completes the build of the whole bike. I'll probably do a full build overview of it, but yeah, this thing's awesome.